and download it from there. We have 29 people in the waiting room. We're going live at 6 o'clock.
Were you gonna let them in, Jennifer, or you wanted me to let them in?
It's just one button. Yep, you can let them in. That's fine.
Jennifer, I don't see it in the chat.
What do you mean you can't see it in the chat? It's right. It's the only thing in the chat.
I don't have any messages in mine.
Can you upload it one more time, Angeline?
It's right there. It's to everyone.
But it depending on when she logged in.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, that could be it.
Because what happens is sometimes if you're not logged in at the time of the chat.
Yeah, because mine is empty.
All right, I need everyone to go on mute.
Okay, sent it again.
All right, it's there now.
All right, let's go. Sydney, please change your name to trustee before your name. All right, we're going live. Angeline, we got to clear the screen though.
Do you want me to admit everybody now or wait?
Let's go. Aisha, we're recording. We're good. All right.
Wait, hold on.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at our 2021 MEDF annual meeting. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening.
It's just a little mood music. We're in celebration time. It's so good to see everyone. Lynetta Hughes, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Gail Slotty, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the invitation.
Laura Charlene Mitchell, we wouldn't even be here without you. Thank you so much. Lakia Holyfield, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Can you hear me?
We hear you great.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Laura Tanya Roscoe, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you for having me this evening.
So we're just going to allow a couple of more minutes for our guests to join. And we'll be right with you. Welcome, welcome to everyone that has joined us. Welcome to our 2021 MEDF annual meeting. It's so good to see so many of our donors and supporters. We won't be long now. MEDF is on the move, and we will be starting this program shortly.
Good day. Good day. It is now 6:06 p.m. and this annual meeting of the Minerva Education and Development Foundation is hereby called to order. Hello and welcome. I am Janice Mitchell Ford, the proud president of Minerva Education and Development Foundation, also known as MEDF, and you will hear that one of our 2020 scholars has recently renamed us MEDF. So when the children give you a name, you know you've made it. Who knew that when we met last year on March 5th, 2020, that the world would change the very next week?
But that is the colors.
We're going to ask people to please put yourself on mute. Who could have imagined that only 1 year would make such a big difference? But yet here we are meeting via Zoom, and someone asked the question, who's Zooming who? I'm over Zoom. I'm tired of Zoom. And if you're like us, you feel the same way. And so we count the privilege that you joined us via Zoom, even though you may be Zoomed out. And we want you to know that we tried to make today engaging so where you would want to stay to the very end. And I encourage you to stick around because we are going to have a few giveaways at the end. So please stick around to see if you won a prize. Due to this electronic form, we will not be taking questions at the end of each report, but please use the chat to place your question there and we will answer your question in the chat. Now, guests and donors, you should have before you the 2020, if you can see it, annual report, which includes the agenda for this meeting at page 11. Trustees, in addition to the annual report, you also have the minutes from the 2019 annual meeting. Now on to our first order of business, approval of agenda. Trustees, you have before you the agenda. I ask that you please review it. And I propose 2 changes. The first is that the Vice President of Operations manages the foundation's finances and all financial officers. Therefore, she'll be giving all the reports for all financial officers, including the treasurer, and therefore I propose that we remove the agenda item treasurer's report. Second, I propose that we move up the grants and scholarship report during the committee reports. So the order of the committee reports will now be fund development, grants and scholarships, and we will end with nominations and elections. Trustees, are there any other proposed changes to the agenda?
No.
Hearing none, if there is no objection, the changed agenda will be accepted by acclamation. Next, approval of minutes from our March 5th, 2020 meeting. Trustees, you have before you the minutes. Please review, and I know you've already reviewed them in the interest of time. Are there any changes to the minutes? Hearing none, if there is no objection, the minutes will be accepted by acclamation. Next on the agenda is introduction of trustees. Donors, I refer you to page 10 of the annual report where you can see the beautiful, committed, passionate, intellectual, and community-oriented 25 trustees that make up the MEDF Board of Trustees. If you don't have your annual report with you, and I encourage you to keep it with you during this presentation, and take a look at it while we're presenting, that if you can't, well, there they go on the screen, but also you can identify us with these vivid and bright white backgrounds that say MEDF 2021 annual meeting. So if my head isn't too big, hopefully you can see the MEDF over there. So I thank each of those 25 trustees for their commitment to this organization. And we also want to thank and lift up our advisory board members, and their names, next slide please, are on the back cover of the annual report. So again, to our trustees and advisors, thank you all so much for your service. Next slide. Next on the agenda is officer reports. Next slide. And first up is the president's report. So I guess that's me. Our mission, our vision, our motto. You know us, we're MEDF. We raise money and we give it away. That's our mission. Our vision: to proliferate, to continue philanthropy, giving things away in the Black community. To proliferate philanthropy in the Black community. And our motto is there on the slide: MEDF drives philanthropy through community service. That's who we are. You know who we are. And I encourage you to read more about us on page 2 of your annual report. All the reports that you will hear this evening are taken from information included in the annual report. And for the substance of my report, what I want to say is this. When I stood before you on March 5th, 2020, I said then, and I quote, "Our goal for this year is to, 1, continue to raise funds and give them away. 2, to raise the profile of our giving so that people will know and will apply for our grants and scholarships. And 3, to have more donor communication and touch points." My report today on March 30th, 2021 is simply that promises were made and promises were kept. 2020 was MEDF's 28th year, and it was a banner year. As you will hear later in this meeting, we raised a record amount of money in a pandemic, no less. We continue to be good stewards of your money. We realized many firsts as far as public relations and communications. We provided updates to those donors who organized named funds. And get this, we were honored by the Torch of Wisdom Foundation as their 2020 Community Impact Awardee of the Year. So 2020 was a very high year for MEDF. Some would say it's one of our highest in our almost 30-year history. And all of this is due to your generosity. So thank you to our donors. And finally, in 2022, MEDF will be celebrating 30 years. And you will hear much more about that in the coming months, where we will plan activities and programs to celebrate that milestone anniversary. That is my report. You will hear much more later on in this meeting about the substance of those things. And before I finish, let me just give you one more example of how MEDF is continuing to fulfill the vision of those women who organized MEDF almost 30 years ago. One of those women is Trustee Gloria Butler Miller. Trustee Gloria served as trustee from 1992 to 1998 and thought enough of us to come on back again from 2008 to the present. Trustee Gloria is the chair of the Fund Development Committee. You heard me say we raise money and give it away. If we don't raise it, we can't give it away. And Trustee Gloria is the main driver behind our fundraising. She gives us strategies on how to develop donors and raise funds, whether she is pushing us to say, ladies, we can do this, or whether she is pulling us to say, ladies, come on now, we're going to do this. She is the one who drives our fundraising. She is a game changer. And now the world knows what we know. On March 29th, yesterday, Cranes Detroit Business named our very own trustee Gloria Butler Miller as a 2021 notable nonprofit board member. You will soon hear all of the wonderful things that happened last year for MEDF, and none of it, and I mean none of it, could have happened without this trustee. Because of this, we say to her, congratulations. But we also say double congratulations because we are also naming her the MEDF Trustee of the Year. So 2 honors to someone who is doubly worthy of honor. Trustee Gloria, you will receive your MEDF award at a later date. Because of this venue, we could not present it to you tonight, but I would say to all of our Zoom guests, donors, friends, and trustees alike, join me in congratulating our very own trustee, Gloria Butler Miller. So worthy. And so that's my report. I end on a high note. And next, let's hear from our Vice President of Operations, Ms. Gwendolyn Prater.
Good evening, and thanks again for joining us. I am Gwendolyn Prater, Vice President of Operations. I am responsible for the management of the finances of MEDF. First, I want to acknowledge our finance team. Trustee Diane Smith, Financial Secretary, Trustee Tanya Smith, Treasurer, and Trustee Dr. Erlene Hall, Budget Chair. These are the ones that manage and process the finances that will be shown. The first slide shows our donation growth over the past 5 years. From 2016 through 2020. As our president just stated, MEDF had a banner year in donations. You contributed $71,754, the largest amount we have ever received. And in a pandemic, no less. This year, we sent out 369 tax letters, while in 2018, it was 161. It is because of you, our donors, that we have reached these significant milestones. We are humbled by your support and are very appreciative. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As you can see from the chart, 2019 and 2020 showed significant growth, which we attribute to our stay-at-home tea fundraisers, which you will hear more about later from Trustee Gloria Butler Miller, whom we've just heard a lot of good things about. Next slide, please. As with any organization, there are expenses to keep it afloat. Numbers here show our grants, scholarships, and administrative expenses, which include things such as financial audits, website revisions and maintenance, etc. Next slide, please. My last slide shows a summary of all MEDF assets as we close the 2020 year. The top 2 numbers show our operating and scholarship accounts. The $326,070 is managed at the Community Foundation of Southeast Michigan, where we have 8 endowed funds. Interest from those funds are provided to MEDF twice a year. The bottom 2 are our investment accounts at Merrill Lynch. Like everyone else in 2020, we had some losses, but by beginning of this year, the losses have been recovered. We're very glad to say. Another function that I do manage is the website, MEDF.net. We have done and continue to do enhancements that will create a user-friendly experience. We invite you to visit it and consider making your donations there. If you experience difficulty, please reach out to a trustee or send an email to president@medf.net. For your reference, website info is located on the back of the annual report. Thank you. This completes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Gwendolyn Prater. Your report will be filed for audit. Next on the agenda is our Vice President of Programs, who manages fund development, grants, and scholarships and public relations. Trustee Jennifer.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I won't be before you long because as you can see, the three areas that fall under the President of Program title is truly the heart and soul of our organization. You're going to have an interested in look and insight on what it means to truly give, and really put forth the capacity in terms of dollars, in terms of endowed scholarships through a dialogue with a conversation between our honored trustee Gloria Butler Miller and a donor. Our grants and scholarships, you're going to hear from Dr. Jalan White Newsom, who serves as chair of our grants and scholarships committee, along with her beautiful mother, trustee Terry Henderson. But what I will say to you all, what has been critical in this time and most times is that even though MEDF does a phenomenal job with our grant making, we also decided in the year 2020 that we really want to increase our exposure for MEDF in a multitude of ways. And some of those ways included social media, direct mailers, and radio. Um, uh, Trustee President Janice had an opportunity to do a radio interview and talk about the grant making of MEDF. And then I'm hopeful that everyone on this Zoom call this evening has been able to receive our MEDF newsletter. So that is headed up by Trustee DeAngeline Lawrence. So we looked this year in 2020 to take things to the next level. And as I turn over my report and turn it over to Trustee Gloria Butler Miller, you can see that we've done just that. Trustee Gloria.
Thank you. Thank you. Greetings, trustees, donors, and guests. I'm Gloria Butler Miller, Chair of the Fund Development Committee, co-chaired by Trustee Lisa Williams. I am proud and pleased to share the 2020 accomplishments of the phenomenal Fund Development team. These accomplishments are the direct result of hard work and dedication to the MEDF mission to raise money for the purpose of giving it away. First, thank you to all our never take no for an answer MED trustees for your many contributions, including bringing so many donors to MEDF, and for your own personal donations. Every one of our trustees gave generously to MEDF, 100%. Next, thank you to our loyal donors for making 2020 a record-breaking year. In spite of the pandemic, more money was raised in 2020 than ever before in the 28-year history of MEDF. Donors, you gave to Century Club, you gave to Millennium Club, you gave to MEDF scholarship funds, and some of you even established scholarship funds in honor of your loved ones. All donors' names are recorded for posterity in the annual report, and I want you to know they're also in our hearts. We thank you for your grand and glorious and most generous gifts. Over $71,000 was raised. That's $20,000 more than last year. And of that, $30,000 was raised during our fourth quarter annual stay-at-home tea. And there's more good news to report. MEDF's good work attracted more donors in 2020 as you can see by the 2 pages of names in the annual report on pages 6 and 7. And those donors gave larger gifts. Here's what that means. MEDF now has more money to give in 2021 to fund student scholarships, grants, and community outreach. Please remember this about giving to MEDF. Your money stays right here in Detroit. It helps our community. It helps our neighbors, our families, and it helps our children. Donors, we thank you for your most gracious generosity. Now, we are honored to welcome a very special donor to share her thoughts about philanthropy. Mrs. Clara Jenkins is a charter member of MEDF, one of those visionary women of Delta Sigma Theta sorority who in 1992 set MEDF on this amazing journey of philanthropy in the community. Welcome, Clara.
Thank you. I'm honored.
In 2016, you established the Bobby Jenkins Memorial Scholarship Fund to honor your late husband of 51 years. What prompted you to do that?
One reason that I established a memorial fund was to set a personal example of philanthropy for our son, Eric, so that he might pay it forward. Secondly, his father was a trailblazer, and I wanted to honor that. He was the first African-American hired into the auto industry's exclusive sales and marketing arena. He began his career in the early 1960s with Ford Motor Company's Lincoln Mercury division, where he started as a trainee and he rose to become a senior executive before retiring after 30 plus years. Therefore, I wanted not only to pay a tribute to a life well lived, but to his accomplishments by establishing a scholarship at Wayne State University, his alma mater, for students in the business school.
Thank you. That's admirable. Why did you select MEDF to manage the fund?
Well, I'm not impartial. I take a great deal of pride in being a charter member of MEDF, and I was also a board member for 6 of its 29-year history. I wanted to demonstrate my confidence in its leadership and its future. Therefore, I feel it's important that we support the institutions that serve our community. And I believe in MEDF's mission, and I'm confident of its future.
Thank you for that compliment. Clara, giving. What advice would you give us about giving?
I feel the ability to give, whether it's in service or financially, or both, is a blessing. And I feel that blessings grow when they are shared. It's not always the size of the gift, but the consistency of giving. And that's what measures success. And whether you donate in service or financially, we can all serve in some capacity.
Excellent.
I'd just like to suggest that anyone can set up a fund to memorialize a person or a cause, and anyone can become a donor to that fund. Philanthropy feels good, it serves a purpose, and it can be inherited. So pass it on.
I'd like to add 2 recent recipients of the Bobby Jenkins Memorial Scholarship are Ebony Marcoon, who is currently majoring in accounting at Wayne State University, and Phaedra Wainina, who benefited from the scholarship while pursuing an MBA at the Mike Ilitch School of Business. First, thank you, Clara, for trusting MEDF with your legacy funds. And thank you for your generosity. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
That concludes our fund development report.
Thank you so much, Trustee Gloria and Sword Jenkins, and good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to see all of you virtually this evening. You look beautiful. And hopefully you'll see me sometime soon. My name is Trustee Jalon White Newsome, and I am one of the co-chairs of the Grants and Scholarship Committee with my wonderful co-chair / mom, Trustee Terry Weathers Henderson, and an awesome committee that supports the work of driving philanthropy and giving money away. So there is definitely no lack of need in our community, as witnessed by the number of applications that we continue to receive that grows every year since I've been a part of the board. But because of many of you, your support has helped MEDF meet that need. Your donations have allowed MEDF to award scholarships and grants that have truly changed the lives of Detroiters and accelerate the academic trajectory of college-bound students and non-traditional students. So because of you, we can continue to grow in our giving and transform our community. Next slide. So last year, we awarded over $20,000 in scholarships to 21 deserving students in Detroit. And we hope to do, and we will do even more in 2021 with Trustee Gloria and all these trustees and your support. So let's take a moment to hear from some of our awesome MEDF scholars and get their take on why MEDF support is so important as they pursue their academic career. Next slide.
Hello, my name is Leo Williams, and I'm currently a bioengineering major at the California Institute of Technology. And I'd like to thank the Minerva Education and Development Foundation for awarding me with the Dr. Bernardine Newsome Dunning Scholarship Award. Thanks to MEDF, I've been able to attend the school of my dreams without having to worry about how we'll be able to afford next term, or having to stress nearly as much about the looming college debt that awaits so many other college graduates. And instead, I can focus more of my efforts toward excelling in my schoolwork and applying for summer research opportunities. So once again, I'd like to thank MEDF for their generous scholarship.
Hello, my name is Danielle McLean. I attend Michigan State University. I'm a political science pre-law major, and I have a minor in African American Studies. I received the Michelle Watson Memorial Scholarship, and it's helped me a great deal. As a college student, things can be a little tight, and so it was wonderful to have the scholarship to help support me with my rent. I spent part of it on that so that things were a little bit stable, because I'm a working college student who lives in the East Lansing area. So it was able to give me a little bit of safety, a little bit of a safety net with my rent, and that's what I used part of it on. And the other part of it I used to buy books for the semester. So as you can see, you know, the scholarship was something that was really useful to me and very helpful to me, and it relieved a bit of stress in terms of finances. So I was able to focus more on dedicating myself to my schoolwork. And I believe that's the purpose of a scholarship in the first place. So I appreciate that everything that MEDF has done, because it's definitely going to help me reach my goals. It's going to help me reach those goals better because I was able to put more effort and focus into what I'm doing at school. So thank you so much for your donations. Next time you're donating to MEDF, remember that you're helping a young woman like me to be able to get to the level where I'll be able to help someone else. Thank you.
Hello all, my name is Lawrence Price III, and I'm a 2020 Minerva Education and Development Foundation Scholarship winner, and I attend Northwestern University. And first off, I just want to say it has been an honor and a privilege to be selected for this wonderful scholarship. This has been a blessing for me personally and also my family. And it has also been extremely helpful in assisting me pursue my educational goals, not only at my dream school, but also one of the top schools in the country. And it has also taken a lot of pressure off my shoulders. I've been able to focus on my desires, my career aspirations alongside my educational goals, and also be the best student I could be at Northwestern University. So of course, this past year has not been what we envisioned, currently what we envision, but it's amazing and wonderful to know that there are individuals like you all out there that are supporting me and my peers during our college life. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Words cannot truly describe what you all are doing for me and everyone else. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Joe Russell, and I'm a junior English major, film studies and visual culture minor at the illustrious Spelman College. I'm also an honored recipient of the Diane Hurd Muirhead Scholarship Award, which was provided to me by the Minerva Education and Development Foundation. I am so thankful for this scholarship because I have been able to navigate my junior year with ease. As a high school senior, I set a goal of graduating from Spelman College debt-free, and the Minerva Education and Development Foundation helped me get one step closer. I was able to clear my junior year tuition balance. In the future, I plan on using my education to become an undergraduate professor. I want to share my love for scholarship with other young minds. Thank you so much to the Minerva Education and Development Foundation. I deeply appreciate you.
Awesome. So whether you call us MEDF or MEDF, what we have been able to do together is give students more focus, be less stressed, help themselves level up, and just, again, take in a blessing that they did not know that they would be able to deserve and get. So again, throw in the chat how those testimonies make you feel, just whatever comes to your heart or your mind. Because this year, again, we're continuing to move further, and we're excited to share with you that we have 3 new scholarships and funds. We have streamlined the application process and questions, and we are now accepting applications online and via regular mail. So make sure you check out the annual report, check out the website and the requirements for each scholarship, and make sure, most importantly, you adhere to the deadline of June 1st. Next slide. So in addition to the scholarships, we also award program and project grants to nonprofits in Detroit. Last year, we awarded over $13,000 to 4 Detroit-based and Detroit-serving organizations. That's very important. And we also felt that due to the extreme impacts of COVID in our communities, that we also provided relief donations to a couple of organizations. So again, see our annual report for more details. But right now, let's hear some more testimonies from a couple of our recipients. Next slide.
My name is LaShonda Bateman, Program Manager for Focus Hope Early Learning. We received a $3,000 grant from MEDF to support our community doula program. MEDF has helped us reach our program goals and objectives by us being able to have 2 community doulas on staff to assist our pregnant mothers with emotional and physical support during pregnancy and childbirth. Our doulas has also been able to assist our pregnant moms during this exciting but challenging experience with breastfeeding education. Focus Hope Early Learning would like to thank MEDF for their contribution to this grant for our community doula. Thank you for your contribution.
My name is Kim Johnson. I am the founder, president, and CEO of Developing Kingdoms in Different Stages. We are also known by the name of Developing Kids and have been in existence in the city of Detroit for the last 14 years. We are thankful and grateful for the $2,700 grant award that we received from the Minerva Education and Development Foundation. This grant award will enable us to support 21 young people who are our alumni and they have matriculated to college. We want them to successfully matriculate through college. This grant award is providing care packages to be sent to these 21 young people throughout the school year. These care packages include items such as hygiene products, PPE equipment, cleaning supplies, snacks, information, and sometimes underclothing that they have expressed they have a need for. But there are also some intangible items. These care packages are providing encouragement to them. It's motivating them to not give up even in the midst of this pandemic. And last but not least, it's giving them a feeling that they have support from their community. So we thank you so much for the support and hope that we can continue to build a relationship with you as time goes on. Thank you again.
My name is Tiana Starks, Director of Communications at We the People of Detroit. We're so honored and grateful to have been a recipient of a grant from the Minerva Education and Development Foundation in 2020. We the People of Detroit was able to put the funds to good use by providing emergency water relief to Detroit residents who did not have access to water during the peak of the coronavirus pandemic. Without this water, many of our constituents would not have been able to protect themselves from this deadly virus. Grants from organizations like the MEDF allow us to serve our community and also to create programming like the Great Lakes People of Color Water Policy Camp, which allows us to educate our youth and the greater community on water policy, environmental justice issues around water, and career opportunities that exist within the environmental and social justice space. Again, we are so thankful for your support during this unprecedented time. Your contribution has made a huge difference in our ability to continue the work that we do and to serve our communities. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Courtney Smith and I'm the founder and CEO of the Detroit Phoenix Center. We are a high impact nonprofit organization that provides critical resources, support, in a safe nurturing environment for youth and young adults that are experiencing homelessness. Thanks to the support of MEDF, we were able to take the $1,000 COVID relief grant and provide support to McKinney-Vento eligible youth, meaning that these are youth who've been identified by Detroit Public School Community District as experiencing homelessness. And we've been able to provide additional support to those families in the form of care packages. We provide essential goods and services where we're giving them food, PPE gear, face masks, activity kits, school supplies, so that they can engage with our program virtually. We were even able to provide some hoteling support to one of our families who needed to go into a hotel in the wake of the pandemic. And so overall, the grant has helped us
to provide some just a very essential and life-sustaining services to youth in need so that they're able to continue on with their education through these unparalleled times. And I just want to thank you all so much just for your generosity and for your support to the Detroit Phoenix Center, because we could not do the life-sustaining work that we do without all of you. So thank you so very much.
So donors, you are helping meet the tangible and intangible needs of folks in our community. And I hope that warms your heart to hear those stories, right down to bottles of water. That's a basic human necessity. So I encourage you to spread the word and encourage any Detroit-based nonprofit that's working in any of the areas shown on the screen to apply. You are welcome to apply, again, online or via regular mail. Check out the websites for details. And again, adhere to the deadline of July 1st. So again, thank you for your continued support of MEDF that allows us to support just the subset of awesome students that you saw and organizations that you witnessed today that are committed to improving the lives of Detroit and others. So have a wonderful rest of the evening, and that concludes my report.
Trustee Marilyn.
Good evening. I'm Marilyn Mayberry, Nominations and Elections Chair. At this time, we will acknowledge our outgoing trustees. They are Cheryl Johnson, Joanne Alabachi, and Katrina Young. These outgoing trustees have provided their awesome time, talent, and their ability to find the treasure for our scholarship recipients and our nonprofit organizations. Your work this past 3 years has made the Minerva Education Development Foundation grateful and proud. Each of you will receive a commemorative plaque in recognition of your years of service. On behalf of MEDF, we thank you. As we continue to grow, we are honored and excited to introduce our 6 new trustees: Delicia Coleman Morrison, Cheryl Greer, Jackie Brown Jackson, Dr. Michelle Story Stewart, Marlena E. Taylor, and Michelle Vickers. Let's listen to 3 of our new trustees.
Hello, I am Jackie Brown Jackson, a proud new trustee for MEDF. The COVID-19 pandemic of 2020 has had a devastating effect on our communities. As a result, our students are in need of funding to continue their higher education. Likewise, many of the citizens in our community are feeling the after effects of the pandemic. As a result, our community organizations are strained and desirous of funding to meet these increased demands. Giving back by donating and developing donors is why I was interested in becoming a trustee for MEDF.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Greer, and I am elated to be a newly elected board member of the Minerva Education Development Foundation. I have 2 passions. One is working within the Black community, and the other is supporting our youth. MEDF affords me the opportunity to work within my passions. I am excited, I'm eager, I'm ready to get started.
Hello, my name is Michelle Vickers, and I'm very excited to say that I am a new member of the Board of Trustees for MEDF. I'm new to the area, so joining MEDF gives me an opportunity to not only give back in the community, but to be a part of the community. I look forward to all that we're going to learn together, do together, and achieve together. And I think that's the reason I joined MEDF, is the togetherness that it will bring. I look forward to this charge, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. Thank you.
And here are our 3 other trustees. On behalf of MEDF, we thank you for your willingness to serve.
So I'm sure at this point you have all the feels. I'm sure you got some Kleenex and we're wiping away the tears, or just laughter of joy, because, and your chest really should be poked out, because you should be proud that your donations have helped to assist the young people that you saw. We even got a new name, MEDF. I mean, come on, you know, we didn't even try to pay for that, but that was just extra. And then you saw the organizations that your dollars supported. So I told you that when we stood before you on March 5th, 2020, that promises were made. And I am so glad to say that those promises have been kept. MEDF just continues to go higher and higher, and we could not do it without you, the donors. So I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Just announcements. The MEDF scholarship application is available on the website. Those are due June 1st. Please look at the website. And the grant applications, again, are available on the website, and they are due July 1st. Acknowledgements. Thank you to the Vice President of Programs, Jennifer Smith, for taking the lead on this and ensuring that tonight was well planned and well executed. This was like live TV. She had us doing rehearsals multiple times a day. She is the executive producer of the 2021 annual meeting. And so I thank you for all your hard work. Thank you to the recording secretary and chair of public relations, D. Angeline Lawrence, who is a gem. You've seen us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, radio, and that's all due to Sora Angeline, Trustee Angeline, who publicized this meeting and was the co-executive producer of this meeting. To the entire committee for the annual meeting, Trustees Dunbar, Story Stewart, Vickers, and Greer, to Trustee Greer, new to MEDF, and she came in running. She edited the videos. For this presentation, and Trustee Angeline actually, was the one who put those videos in motion. So thank you for putting all this together. Thank you to Faye Jackson, our graphic designer, who has done our annual report that you received and the PowerPoint graphics for tonight. Thank you to Aisha Hill. She is our technology coordinator, if you will, and she will be the photography director, I guess, for this presentation, and her patience and diligence is just bar none. You are so appreciated. Thank you to all of our donors. Again, without you, we could not do what we do. Thank you to every MEDF trustee, every MEDF advisor. And I do want to just send a special thank you to Katrina Camp, who represents Detroit Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta tonight. Thank you for being here. We all know that MEDF was founded by women who were all members and of that chapter, and all trustees are members of that chapter. So thank you to Ms. Katrina Camp for being here and representing the chapter. And to the giveaways. I promised you if you stuck around, it would be a reward. And so we are going to mail, or maybe I'll even deliver, gas cards. How many of us know that gas is going up? So we're going to give some gas cards to the following 3 persons who were the first 3 to arrive. Shirley Dismuke, I understand you were on the line at 5:30. God bless you. Helen Gentry and Pamela McLean. All 3 of you will receive gas cards, and we will be in contact directly with you about that. And finally, answers to your questions. I was told that there are no answers. There were no questions in the chat. But if you have a question, raise your golden hand and we'll take it at this time, because we're running excellent on time. You got to give us that. We started at 6 and it's 6:53. What other Zoom meeting have you gone to that went that efficient? I know I haven't. So if there are any questions, you can raise your golden hand or come off mute. I just see a golden thumbs up, but I don't see a hand. So we'll wait a few more moments, and well, we'll wait a moment. And seeing no questions, I'm going to go ahead and say that the annual meeting of MEDF is adjourned at 6:53 p.m. Guests, you can come off mute if you'd like to just chit chat with each other. We have the chat going. And again, thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Excellent.